Hey guys, Jim here from DrinkABeerandPlayAGame, and today, we're taking a look at a game that will be open for pre-order as of March 18th, 2021, with what comes after. Before I begin, I want to give a quick shout out to Flynn's Arcade, the publisher of the game, for supplying the review code. Developed by Famitsu, no not that one, and Rolling Glory Jam, this visual novel is brought to you by the same people who did Coffee Talk and Rage in Peace. If you know me, then you know that story-heavy video games really aren't my thing, so this is way out of my comfort zone. With that said, let's take a look. You play as Vivi, a meek young woman who falls asleep on the last train home, only to find herself waking up on a train leading to the afterlife. In this short adventure, she learns lessons about love, life, and death that haunt us all, but also give us reasons to live. According to their press release, it's all presented in a positive approach, with a touch of comedy and philosophy. I can tell you that this comes through in droves. As far as graphics go, what you get's pretty simple, but it's done well for what it is. In a lot of ways, it reminds me of old Flash games from Newgrounds, with its minimal animations but very colorful sprites. The backgrounds do change as you progress further through the train, which leads to some surprising touches. There are the occasional cutscenes which have almost no animation, but they're presented as major story parts for the game. Also, there are a few characters who are meant to stand out from the rest of the Lost Souls, and stand out they do. I do like the little touches of Vivi's body language to the various conversations she has. It's a nice touch. The sound it's actually really extremely minimal. You get some generic highs and hellos from the characters, as well as some occasional plant and animal sounds. And yes, you do talk to plants and animals in this game. For the most part, the only background noise you get is the generic subway sounds, but the music kicks in major plot points. When the music kicks in, it hits, and it hits hard. The music composition won't blow you away, but it just really drives home the emotional foundations of the story at that time. Control and gameplay I'll group together because of how simple it is. You move with the left stick, you move faster by holding B, you talk with A, and that's pretty much it. You can bring up the conversation log with the minus button, which is kinda useless, and you can bring up the menu with the plus button, which you can get to change the language and adjust the sound, and that's kind of about it. So you can adjust the music and the sound effects however you want. But it is kind of disappointing that you can't turn down the sound of the typing as the text comes through without taking out all the sound effects from the rest of the game. I should have grouped that in sound, but I just wish I could have just turned down that typing sound. You hear it the entire time. But really, all you ever do is just walk and talk. For the most part, there's really no actual gameplay at all besides walking and interacting with the other beings on the train. I do like that Vivi just walks so scared, and even when she's going faster, it's barely more than a fast, awkward shuffle. It just drives home that kind of person that she is. She's a girl who's just drowns in her thoughts, thinking herself as a burden to everyone. Whether or not that's warranted, that's for you to find out. The goal of the story is to just tell Vivi's story of self-discovery. There's no puzzles to solve, there's no speech options to choose from. When I say this is a visual novel, it's pretty strict about it. Now, you're not just straight up reading a novel, you get to talk to all the different characters and see their different experiences and their different stories and all the different kinds of perspectives that they give Vivi to give her that lust for life again. As far as the originality goes, I can't see much since there have been so many visual novel games before, and there's basically no replayability since the story only seems to go one way. I may be missing something, but I doubt it. All in all, I did enjoy my time with this. I wound up playing it twice, once to just play and experience, and the second time for game capture. And I gotta say, the second time was the exact same experience as the first, with heavier moments of the story didn't hit quite as hard since I knew what to expect. Still, for someone like me who basically never touches this genre, it did a good job of telling its story and conveying its message of just not giving up and giving life a chance, even when it's hard. As I said, pre-orders are available on March 18th for an April 1st release on the NA and EU Switch eShops. It'll cost you $6.99, which, I hate to say it, seems a bit much. You can finish the game in about an hour, and with no true replayability of any kind, it's a hard sell to recommend it at that price. If you have some spare gold coins in your account, or you see it on sale for $3 or less, give it a shot, especially if you like the genre. At the very least, it's an uplifting experience that you can go back to whenever you're feeling down, and that's always nice to have. If it wasn't for the review code, I wouldn't have touched it, but I'm glad I was given a chance. When it comes to beer, I'm going to pair this with the Creek Novu Sour Ale by Free Will Brewery. I recently enjoyed this on episode 103 of the Power Hour podcast, and it's just a great sipping session beer. The cherry bounces out with the sour to give a full body feel that will just stick with you as you make your way through this adventure. You know how there's that old trope of getting a glass of wine sitting on a comfy couch with, your book of choice? Well, replace the wine with this beer, the book with the Switch, and there you go. That will do it for today. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment below. Let me know if you're going to be ordering this game, or about any other visual novels that you think I should check out next. As always, check the links to the other video game reviews, and we are the home of the Power Hour podcast, which is also on iTunes and Spotify. One last time, thank you again to Flynn's Arcade for the review code, and until next time, guys, cheers.